Hi, welcome to our series, Love and Money. And today we're going to talk about how newlyweds talk about money. And why do we know about newlyweds? We just got married. That's cute. We said it.
Married. We didn't get married.
So in this video...
May 15th, 2015. 5/15.
Can I get started now?
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. This video will walk through how we, as newlyweds, discuss money and plan to or have already merged our finances. It's not always easy, but underneath it all, I know that we implicitly love and trust one another to make decisions to help one another as a couple. But then again, money can bring up so many emotions. So let's get started. My name's Elizabeth May, and this is my husband, Bob Prindle. All right. When did we meet, Bob?
Trick question?
You know this one.
June 14th, 2014?
2013.
2013, right. Just testing you.
Yeah, exactly. We met then. And when did we start dating?
June 15th.
That's right, June 15th.
2013.
It's pretty quick.
Pretty quick, right? Love at first sight.
At first sight, I agree. How long have we been married?
60-something days.
Yeah, just about 2 months and a week.
Yeah.
So we've known each other 2 years, married for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And since we're talking about finances, a lot of that has to do with living costs. Did we live together before we were married?
We did.
We did.
We did.
And why?
We pretty much stayed inseparable for the first,
120 days?
Yeah, 2 years of our
yeah.
courtship.
Exactly. And why did we move in together before we were married?
Convenience. No, because we loved each other.
Definitely because we loved each other, but I'd also like to add that I had a pretty awful commute, so that was nice to consult.
She used me.
Shorten that. We were able to save money for things that I think we're on board with goals-wise, like a house down payment instead of 2 rents, 1. But I think just being with your best friend all the time was the nicest part. Oh,
right?
Thanks, lover.
Oh, yeah.
Did we do any premarital counseling?
Are these the questions?
These are the questions.
Okay. Did we do any premarital counseling?
Questions.
No. Well, let me think about that. I think we called somebody once, didn't we?
We called a counselor. And
we called a counselor.
She gave us kind of like an assessment because we didn't really have any
And didn't we have a book or an audio something?
Audiobook.
Audiobook.
We got about 10 minutes
What was
through.
that lady's name again?
It was I could look it up. Something about love.
Love, Dove, Schmuff?
Yeah, no. So we didn't get very far into it. We know we have a safety valve, I guess, if we have issues. So
A what?
Safety valve. It's good to have that in place.
Safety valve?
Yeah. An overflow.
Like underwater? Oh.
Yeah, like an overflow. Yeah.
Safety valve, yeah. Plumber Tom.
Someone who's invested in our success as a relationship, helping us out. When did money enter our first conversations in our relationship?
Probably right at the beginning. Somewhat at the beginning, I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
we always talked about money.
You're the traditional guy, though.
I paid for dinners.
Paid for dinners out and dates and stuff. The fair.
The fair, yeah.
But, I don't think...
We never really had the, hey, what's your bank account look like?
Right.
Compared to what mine does, or vice versa.
But we're both pretty entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
So we had that in common.
Business owner. Starving business owner.
That's right. And I'm pretty frugal. In many ways, you are too.
Yes, I am. Very frugal.
We'll find out soon.
Right.
We're going to go through the whole process here on video to promote a course we have coming up. But
what's the course?
It's called Personal Financial Planning. It's a workshop offered through San Francisco State. But let's get back to the questions before
questions.
that. Okay. Now that we're married, how are we blending our finances?
Mint.com.
Mint.com. I think I primed you for that.
Yeah.
But you wanted at one point to have a joint bank account.
I did. I wanted a joint bank account where all of our house stuff went in it, and we each contribute to it either equally or percentagely, depending on our income. And that's what we used to pay our rent and our gas, as far as around the house, electric bill, Stuff like that.
So we could still do that.
We could still do that. We don't do that.
I think you had the romance of having
our
names on the card.
I know. His and hers.
Yeah.
My card would be blue.
Yeah.
Or red. Yours would be purple.
But the point would be to be tracking our expenses.
Right.
And I think because Mint.com does it, we don't have to like dilute our accounts that way. But maybe we get to that point.
Maybe.
You know?
You never know.
I wasn't.
It could be easier.
Well, we'll see. We haven't tried either way yet.
Okay.
So right now we're just.
Which way are we going to try?
Mint.com first.
Just put everything in Mint.com?
And then we can track expenses.
Okay. That works.
But you can use any program. There are a lot of programs out there. I used to track everything in a Google Doc. Earlier was an Excel doc. Every penny spent, every penny earned, all my receipts manually. It was actually a really good practice. If you're disciplined enough for it, you can learn a lot about yourself. So I highly recommend it. But I know not everyone's that compulsive about it.
Down to the penny?
Down to the penny.
Like the penny?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do we do as a couple well financially? As a couple, what do we do well financially?
Well, I know what we do well.
What?
I know what you do well.
What I know, yeah.
You save.
I save. I'm a natural-born saver.
I spend.
That's true. That's true. So we have to
I'm a
navigate
natural-born
that.
spender.
But maybe these are just stories we told ourselves. Like, why do we think that about ourselves?
You probably just look at bank account balances, and that would probably show.
Well, why do you tell yourself you're a spender? Like, why?
So I like toys.
But you have a lot of toys.
But I've cut back on a lot of toys.
True. Because how long does happiness last after you buy a new toy?
Right.
I could spend more.
I could save more.
But I think that's the interesting thing about couples is, like, there's this strange competitive edge sometimes where, well, then I'm gonna spend because he's a spender. Why am I doing all this work for us?
But I don't make you spend.
No, I'm saying I would want to spend on more toys and luxuries and have the latest
Because
greatest.
I do?
Because I look and see that I don't feel like you're putting as much effort forward as I do for our financial future. You know what I mean? So I'd be like, I'll show him, I'll spend too, but I don't because I...
Thank God. Are you going to do that one day, midlife crisis?
I think you should always be worried about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Married 101.
Or also, you're going to have to get an allowance.
An allowance?
Yeah.
I haven't had an allowance in 30 years.
I don't know.
Whatever it takes.
We have to figure out our goals first.
Okay.
Right now, yours is to spend all your money.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I'm saving.
All right.
Okay. A little bit, but I am.
I know you are.
Paying off debt.
That's true. What could we be doing better as a couple financially?
Saving more for retirement.
I think that's a good one. I think that I could be... I'm working on it, but I've never necessarily enjoyed the industry that I've worked in for various different reasons. And I'm working on making a switch into a new industry, so I think that's one thing I could do.
Okay.
One thing to be making money and kind of reaching a cap at what you could be doing at work, but to actually enjoy what you're doing. And what's the point of me saving if it's been kind of great lessons learned, a good career, but not what drives or motivates me.
Okay.
So.
Cool.
We could probably be more in line with our goals. I think I'm more focused on our goals.
Yeah, I just don't know. I need to see our goals on a checklist or in the spreadsheet for me to like really capture them.
There's a pretty good view in Mint.com that has them all outlined, so we could start there.
Yeah.
And we might have separate goals, but we should be focusing on our together goals, maybe?
Yeah.
Do we ever fight about money?
Not yet, but I see it in our future.
I'm sure there have been times of frustration.
Like what? Remind me of a time.
I think it was like 2 weeks ago. I cried.
You did?
Yeah.
About what?
Just how I thought maybe that some of it could be the job, but I feel like I'm doing all the saving work.
Oh.
But I don't get the reward. Like, you get to spend, and I'm doing all the saving because I'm overcompensating. Because I feel like I can't leave it to you. You know what I mean? But you told me baby steps, and you've made some significant strides and changes already. But I also don't want to compromise who you are either. But I thought of a good point when we had this conversation. I have the suspicion that in the stories that you've told yourself, you're very adamant that this is how much you can make and this is how much it costs to do business. And you have very little leeway in your imagination for how your business could be performing better.
I disagree.
I feel like you're kind of maybe stuck in a story.
Okay.
Like, for whatever reason, you don't feel like you could be financially successful or independent.
Oh, I know I could.
Okay.
I have been.
But
I am.
I wonder sometimes. Well, I mean, financially independent is an actual term. It means something. Like, you're building up a nest egg that you'll eventually live off of, and you're saving a certain amount. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Yeah. So I feel like you have a story that you've told yourself somewhere along the way, probably really young, that, like, I don't know if you just don't deserve it or you feel like it's going to make you a different person, but that you're not designed for high wealth, for instance. I don't know. But what I learned from that conversation...
I'll tell you when we get there.
Yeah. I learned from that conversation is that you have done a lot of work financially to get forward, to get to where we are today.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
It's a lot of work.
And we have our whole lifetime. All right. Do we have a budget? And if so, what does it look like?
Well, you just told me there's one at mint.com that we can look at.
We can look at it, but we have to get your stuff into it as well. I know how much I spend, but I'm, again, track everything. I'm very meticulous. I don't think I'm the only driven, ambitious female in her 30s in the Silicon Valley with that mindset. I know I've met others like me. But I do let technology do the work now, really.
Oh.
They're going to think you don't like me.
I love you.
Okay, good. So,
you're just unique.
I love you too, dear. So, we'll go through what a budget looks like. I think we'll have a spending plan. I don't know if anyone follows budgets. But, yeah, when we're filled up on one, we'll just only be able to spend on the other areas we're under on.
Okay.
I think it should be good. What could we both be doing better to make financial conversations easier on ourselves?
This is fun.
This is fun. This is different. I like it.
It's different.
Yeah.
You guys might see this. You never know.
Who's you? No one's watching.
Oh.
Are people watching?
Nobody's watching. Are you watching? Nobody over there.
All right. So, just like diet and exercise, we can always be eating better and working out more.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you go, Bob, to learn how to make better decisions about your money?
Home now.
If you had money trouble, what would you do?
Ask a friend.
Anything else? What if...
Look online. Craigslist.
Could you be honest with a friend?
Financial advisor.
Financial advisor, though, they cost a lot of money.
I know. And well, don't they take percentages of your stuff, too, if you kind of like...
Yeah, they do.
Okay. I'd go to a friend, somebody I trusted that wouldn't judge me.
Yeah, but they'd have to know everything.
Yeah.
So
it's a tough one.
So every couple is unique, but there is a good checklist to begin with for a basic financial foundation, along with a slew of plenty of free information. Everything's out there online, but there really isn't a place to go right now. So that's why betterdecisions.money was put together. It's a personal financial workshop, 8 hours on a Saturday, offered through San Francisco State Continuing Extended Learning. And
sounds great.
Yeah. How would it feel to actually have a place you could go and learn the basics of financial planning?
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't know anybody that's done it.
Yeah, it's never been offered before, so.
Interesting. Okay.
Otherwise, you have to, ask your dad for his guy.
Right, yeah. Hey, Dad, you got this guy, huh?
Exactly.
He's got this guy.
So there's a better way at betterdecisions.money. Check out our courses. Email us if you have any questions to the Contact Us form. And make a budget off your to-do list once and for all. Thanks for watching.
Bye.